I'm really excited to be here today with Joe Jenkins from My Guys Moving Services. Joe, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate the time.
Absolutely happy to be here.
First of all, tell us a little bit about you, yourself, the company, etc.
Yeah, so My Guys Moving, we are going by MG Moving Services now. I've been in business 30 years, located out in Sterling, servicing the whole DC metro area, doing interstate moves all the way to California, so all residential, commercial moving. I've been at this for almost 6 years now, so I've been at it for a while.
Okay, and what do you enjoy most about your job?
I get to help people.
Okay.
Moving is, there's a study that says it's the fourth most stressful event in one's life. So
Okay.
I get to help navigate that.
And that comes across in your work, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And so I would say, what are some things that when people are going to be moving, what are some things ahead of time they should be thinking about?
Biggest one, decluttering.
Okay.
Yeah, especially if you've been in your house for 5+ years.
Right.
You accumulate a lot of stuff. If you have kids, I can attest to that. Stuff just piles up. Getting rid of the stuff you don't want to take with you. That's probably the biggest thing you should think about.
Great point. And then another thing too is one thing I love is when I'm referring you is if we come out way ahead of time, because I think that's what a lot of people whether they're buying or selling, they don't give enough time to prep on the front end. They just think, oh, I'm selling in April. I'll look into an agent or a moving service in February.
Yep.
And what I always tell people is it's a really, really good idea to get way in front of it months ahead because there's a lot of planning that goes on.
Absolutely. We offer stuff too, like that, for decluttering services, stuff like that. So stuff to get the house ready to sell.
Yep.
So those things in advance really help the client get ready to get the house on the market.
Good. And then one thing, can you tell us a little bit about your storage piece too?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 2 storage facilities, one in Sterling, one in Chantilly, and we can keep it for, 5 days, we can keep it up for 10 years. So long-term storage, short-term storage, we'll bring it out to them whenever they're ready.
That is one of the biggest things that I sell on your behalf a lot is when we're going through a house, one of the most challenging things as an agent is to sort of go into someone's house and tell them how to declutter and tell them things that they have to move. And they're not ready to do the full-on move, but we have items, bookcases, things to sort of thin the house out that they have to go somewhere. And sometimes they don't even know that you guys will do that. And I just say, hey, if we're going to list on April 1, then just at the end of February, just get those big things that I'm telling you to move. Call Joe up, and then he'll just store them and then add them to the bigger move that you do in a couple months.
Yep.
And then when you meet someone, and I know that your service standards are very, very high. And so what are your service goals and how are you looking to stand out from the competition?
Yeah, so I think we do that by a couple ways. So I would say the first is customer service and coordination. Mm-hmm. So what I mean by that sounds probably really basic, but all our clients get an assigned move coordinator. So, as they're going through the move process up to move day, they have someone in our office 9 to 5 to answer any questions or concerns they may have.
Good.
A lot of other companies don't have that. So what happens is that when the clients are stressing out, they're not getting their calls returned, so forth, and then usually the agent gets the call, or now they're just left stressing out before the move. We prevent that with our customer service team. Second, we invest in our crews. As great as I am, can't do without the crews. So we're one of the few companies in the DC metro area that actually has a training facility built into our warehouse out in Sterling. So we train our guys, they're all full-time employees, health benefits, so we have top-of-line guys who make us look good.
Good, excellent. And I appreciate that because I know when I've referred you to people, a lot of times you get busy and you forget to say, how was Joe or how did everything go? And I try to follow up as much as I can, but I've never heard something bad. And then when I say, how was Joe? Then it's like, oh, he's incredible. So I appreciate that. And what's cool about these videos too is they give people the chance to see who they're going to work with when they work with our team. So I like to advertise how good you are, but also give people a sense of if you work with my team, you're going to be working with people like Joe.
That's awesome.
What's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
Call or text me on my cell phone, 703-624-1504.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Joe. You've done great work for us and our clients, and I really appreciate you coming by.
Thank you for having me.